Poor Ron DeSantis. Right? Poor Ron DeSantis.
Poor Ron DeSantis.
Poor Ron DeSantis. Things were looking so good for him. So good for him. But now it appears that there are more and more polls coming out. And I'm not quite... Look, I mean, we've started to see since the election, really over the past 2 months, Trump has started to campaign. And you keep hearing these stories like, oh, his campaign was pathetic and, you know, there wasn't many people, you know, whatever it is. I don't know what's going on. Because I don't, to be honest with you, I don't follow that campaign that much. I'm not on a daily, you know, I don't have Bradley sending me updates on where Trump is that day or what he's doing. But we saw the Morning Consult, the Emerson poll, now a Yahoo News YouGov poll that shows after trailing for the last 3 months, Donald Trump has suddenly surged to a substantial lead over Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in a two-man matchup for the 2024 presidential nomination.
More saying.
Previously, DeSantis led 45% to 41% among Republican voters. Now Trump leads DeSantis 47 to 39%. That's a net swing of 12 percentage points since early February. I wonder if it's the Social Security and the Medicare. I don't know what else it could be.
Or just him just taking a more pointed attack on DeSantis.
Or Trump basically deciding to tell people about it.
Like, this reminds me of, you know, when Trump, there's all this talk of maybe where they're going to pull Trump at the convention. And he's like, he walks out and he's like, it's me. Like, I feel like he's basically done this the past month. Like, you like this guy, you're thinking about stepping out. I'm the guy.
The Trump bounce is evident throughout the new Yahoo News YouGov poll. Nearly half of Republican and Republican-leaning voters, 49%, now say they prefer him for the 2024 GOP nomination over someone else. That's up. That's up 5 points in early February. It's an 11-point margin. Here's the important thing too, is that DeSantis is the one guy who could have theoretically taken the anti-Trump vote, right? But we already have a couple of people in there. Nikki Haley, maybe there's one or two others they may run. There's that business guy.
Vivek or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. But at 49%, you're almost there. I mean, yesterday we basically said there were 35% of Republican-leaning voters, primary voters, people who are going to vote in the primary. Maybe it was 28%. Doesn't matter, really. Who said that they would vote for Donald Trump in a three-way race if he ran as an independent. The point being that Trump's base continues to be rock solid. And no one else has that. And that becomes a club, essentially. I still contend there's a chance that DeSantis doesn't run. You start seeing these numbers, and if these numbers start to hold, people are going to come to him and go, you got to run against Trump. You got to run against Trump. And he's going to be like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Because if Trump loses, I'm in the pole position for 2028. Right. If Trump wins, I'm in the pole position for 2028.
Because he did Trump a solid.
Because he did Trump a solid. Trump is going to nominate somebody who's really just going to be no one who could challenge Trump for the presidency. And so DeSantis will run against that person in 2028. I still think there's a very good chance that DeSantis doesn't run, particularly if the numbers go in this direction. If I was his advisor, I would be telling him, it's 4 years, boss. Wait, why go up against Trump? Plus, there's always the strategy that he will, have a heart attack on the golf course.
Yeah.
But here is Ron DeSantis on with Jesse Waters. They're trying desperately to make him seem like he's going to be relevant. DeSantis is, he's lost a little weight. He's getting tan. Like you can see, like his collar's like falling off him a little bit there.
Still
right?
hasn't got a tailor in, but
hasn't got the tailor there yet, but that's okay. That meatball thing really got to him. Here we go.
All right. Well, former President Donald Trump definitely thinking about you. You haven't said a lot. I know you've heard what he said. You can see this collision is coming, can't you?
Well, look, Jesse, I mean, he used to say how great of a governor I was, and then I win a big victory, and all of a sudden, he had different opinions. And so you could take that for what it's worth. But, at the end of the day, I think one of the reasons I've been successful as governor is I don't really pay attention to a lot of the background noise. I mean, he's obviously a big fish, but I get attacked all the time from every different angle. And you either put points on the board or you don't. And so I just focus on delivering the wins. And I think we've done a pretty good job of following through on our promises.
Yeah, you've done a great job down there.
I don't think so. Actually, let's go to Seb Gorka. He's working on a new nickname. I'm not sure I like this one, but little meatball there lost a little weight. So now he doesn't want to be called Meatball anymore. We'll come up with a new nickname. Here is Seb Gorka with Donald Trump. They're working on a new nickname.
We'll talk about the next election and your comments on ballot harvesting. But you made quite a bit of news on Truth Social and on your recent rallies with your new nickname for the governor of Florida, Ron DeSanctimonious. Mr. G, somebody else has come up with another nickname. What is the nickname you have for us, Jeff?
It's got to be Ron Destablishment.
Mr. President, Ron Destablishment. What do you think of that?
That's not bad. I've heard worse. They came out with lots of different names. Meatball, I didn't like that one too much, but they came out with a lot of different names, and that's not bad. I've heard of worse.
You know what I love about this is, first off, there's no way, if that's said publicly, that he can accept that. I have to be the one who comes up with the nickname. Yeah. It can't be. If it maybe Seb, if you had done that back channel and I would take it, then I would do it. But what I also love is that he's now disowning the meatball thing, but bringing it up.
That's the thing. He's never embraced the meatball thing. That was just that New York Times reporting, but he always reiterates it as he says it was.
Some people call him meatball. I don't know if I like that one. I don't like that one. Meatball. Meatball DeSantis. No, I don't think I like it.
But it works for him though, because it's like, it creates impression like, oh, everyone's joining in on my thing, even if I don't embrace it. Like everyone's attacking Ron. Some people are calling him meatball.
There's some people out there calling him meatball. Don't think of a meatball. That's what I say. Don't think of a meatball DeSantis. Or don't think, it's just, there's nothing that DeSantis can do. I don't think meatball works for DeSantis. A lot of people say pasta. I say no. I'm not going to say pasta DeSantis. A lot of people say, talk about that he's Italian. I don't think so. I
searched, I was on Trump's Truth Social, and this was the first thing somebody replied to one of his tweets. It's just the Fox News with me.
I don't think so. That's an idea, but I don't think so. I don't know, meatball, pasta, Italian, I don't know, Ron Destablishment. Maybe. A lot of people want that one, but I don't think so. I think DeSanctimonious.
That was in reply.
Or DeSantis.
That was in reply to Trump saying, if Rupert Murdoch, this is an hour ago, if Rupert Murdoch honestly believes that the presidential election of 2020, despite massive amounts of proof to the contrary, was not rigged or stolen, then he and his group of MAGA-hating globalist rhinos should get out of the news business as soon as possible because they are aiding and abetting the destruction of America with fake news.
I call it fakes news. Fakes news, not Fox News. Fakes news. That wasn't mine. If it doesn't work, it wasn't mine.
A lot of people are putting a meatball over the O on Fox News, and I didn't do that, but it's interesting. I am noticing it.
Iowa Ryan, Rigatoni, Ronnie, I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. That one I don't like either. No, I don't think so. A lot of people are saying rigatoni, Ron. I don't, not me.
This is like the policy, like, okay, which nickname are we going with Ron? That's like
that's the big high level policy
that's
discussion.
Elizabeth Warren going through her white papers.
Exactly. Unbelievable. Again, the normal caveats apply here. Trying to laugh at Donald Trump to keep us from crying. But look, the bottom line is this. There's a problem with the Republican Party. And whether it's Ron DeSanctimonious or Ron Destablishment or Donald Trump or Nikki Haley or Paul Ryan, it doesn't matter.